Hello everyone, today we shall look at countable and uncountable nouns. So let's start off. So let's just recap. What are nouns? Names, places, animal, things, ideas, theories, concepts, etc. Anything that is a thing is a noun. Counting. What is counting? Everybody knows what counting is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You go on to 100,000, a million, a billion, a trillion. That is counting, determining the number of things. How many things are there? That is counting. Hence, countable nouns are nouns that can be counted. They can be distinguished. They can be told apart one from the other. So if you did not understand told apart, you will understand it very shortly. Nouns that can be expressed in numbers or numerals, so those are all countable nouns, and nouns that occur in both singular and plural forms. So these countable nouns take on both the forms. They can take on both the forms. Let's look at some examples of countable nouns. So house, car, pen, table, cup, saucer, all countable nouns, all singular. 2 houses, now it becomes plural. Cars, pens, tables, cups and saucers. So let's construct some sentences using countable nouns. So number 1, Jeremy owns 5 houses and 2 cars. So there we have 2 countable nouns in their plural form. So 5 houses. How many houses does Jeremy own? 5. How many cars does he possess? 2. So that's countable. Number 2, 2 sandwiches for me and a burger for my sister, please. 2 sandwiches for me. How many sandwiches for you? 2 for me and a burger. 1 burger for my sister, please. Thank you. Right. Number 3, Sheila went to the market and bought 2 watermelons. 2 watermelons. She bought how many? 2. 7 cats live on that farm with 5 dogs. So on that farm there are 5 dogs and 7 cats living alongside each other, or living in the company of each other. Sentence number 5. You cannot construct a sentence without a verb. So here we have a sentence, one sentence without a verb. So these are all countable nouns. And yesterday I studied for 5 hours. So how many hours did you study for? 5. So that becomes countable. Time is not countable. However, hours or hours, they are countable. Right. I hope that was easy to understand. Now let's move on to the uncountable nouns. So they are mass nouns. They are en masse. They occur as one big thing or one small thing or whatever that is, but you cannot distinguish. You cannot tell them apart. You cannot say where one starts and one stops. They are all uncountable nouns. So nouns that cannot be counted or told apart. Nouns that cannot be expressed in numbers or numerals. You cannot say 1 uncountable. You cannot do that. Nouns that can only occur in their singular forms. So there are no plural forms for uncountable nouns. Let's look at some examples of uncountable nouns. Trash or garbage is an uncountable noun. Food is uncountable. You cannot count food. You can count bananas, you can count apples, but not food. Beauty. How much beauty does a painting possess? How much beauty does a person have? Can you count it? No, you cannot. Same way, anger. Can you count anger? You cannot. Electricity cannot be counted. Advice cannot be counted. I hope these examples made uncountable nouns clearer. Let's look at some sentence construction. Number 1, the lake is full of water. It's a good time to go boating. Full of water. Water is not countable. You cannot count 1 water, 2 waters, 3 waters. No, you cannot do that. It's a good time to go boating. So time, a good time, a time is expressed as 1. Only 1. You cannot go 2 times. It is 2 times good, or it is 2 good times. No, you cannot do that, especially not in this sentence, to go boating. So those were examples of uncountable nouns. Boating is just boating. You cannot count boating. Right, so anyway, that. Number 2. The trash can is full of trash. Please empty it out. Let's look at this sentence. The trash can. Can you count trash cans? Yes, you can. 1 trash can, 2 trash cans. Can you count trash? 1 trash, 2 trashes? No, you cannot do that. Hence, trash becomes uncountable. Trash can is countable. Yes, you can count it. However, you cannot count trash. Number 3. Do take care of your belongings. Please take care of your belongings. Can you count belongings? Yes, you can. Can you count care? No, you cannot count care. Hence, care is an uncountable noun. His love for his hometown is deep-seated. His love for his hometown. Can you count hometowns? Yes, you can, but usually a person has only 1 hometown. Hence, we never use hometowns. We can use it, but we never do. However, can we count love? No, we cannot count love. The same way we cannot count anger, we cannot count jealousy, we cannot count happiness, we cannot count love. Hence, love is an uncountable noun. I have flour. I shall bake a cake. A cake, 1 cake. Yes, cakes can be counted. 1 cake, 2 cakes, a dozen cakes, half a dozen cakes. However, flour cannot be counted. That makes it uncountable. And number 6, the rain has stopped. Rain cannot be counted. Let the dogs out. Let the dogs go out. Dogs can be counted. However, rain cannot be counted. That makes rain uncountable. So I hope uncountable nouns have become clearer to you than they were before. And now let's look at it this way. Let's look at it in pictures. Let's look at the first examples. You can see 6 dots. That makes it countable. Then you see a sun. That is also countable. Then you see diamonds or stars, whatever you want to call it. Does not matter what it is, but it is countable. These are countable. However, now we come to the uncountable nouns. Now this is a mass of something. It has different shades. I've just put the shades in to make you understand. You cannot say where does yellow stop exactly. So there, the first shade is yellow. You cannot say where it exactly stops and where does blue begin. The same way you cannot say where does blue stop and where does orange exactly begin, and when does it turn to red or reddish again. Hence it makes it uncountable. You cannot tell it apart. So these things inside can be garbage. Suppose you look at garbage. There's so many different things in garbage. There are old straws, there are plastic bags, there is paper, there are cups, there are boxes, there are empty cartons. There's so many things in garbage, but you cannot tell those things apart. You cannot say, oh, where does the paper stop and where does the plastic begin? It's all mixed up. It's all a big jumble. It's impossible to say. Hence, garbage is uncountable. The same way this picture is uncountable. Let's move on to the second uncountable: representation. You cannot say when red exactly becomes pink and when the pink starts turning into a white shade. Hence, it makes it uncountable. You can tell that it is one big block of something. Yes, that is correct. All uncountable nouns are singular, but they cannot be plural. So 6 dots, 1 sun, hundreds of stars, and 2 uncountable nouns. I hope these pictures have made it clearer and you never ever get confused as to countable and uncountable nouns. So just remember, stars are countable. You can count stars. Just because it takes a very long time does not make them uncountable. Do not think, oh, if I start counting the stars, I will forget the numbers. I will go 1,000,000 stars, 1,000,000,000 stars, 1,000,000,000,000 stars, and I will be sitting there for a week or a month counting these stars. But you can still count them, hence they are countable. Tea is uncountable. You get or you drink a cup of tea. You serve a cup of tea. The waiter serves you a cup of tea. So remember, you are counting the cups. You are not counting the tea. You are measuring the tea in cups. You measure the tea in cups. How many cups of tea or coffee, whatever that may be. How many glasses of milk, how many glasses of juice. Hence, the tea, juice, water, coffee, any beverage, any fluid, any gas, they are all uncountables. They are measurable. You can measure them in liters or gallons, milliliters, cubic inches, cubic feet. Yes, you can measure them that way. But you are not counting the gas. You are measuring it in cubic feet. The same way your height or the length of something is not really countable. You measure the length of a road in miles or kilometers. You measure your height in feet and inches. So in reality, in actuality, you are counting the feet and the inches. You are counting the miles. You are counting the kilometers. You are not counting length. You are not counting height, because that is uncountable. It cannot be counted. It can be measured, cannot be counted. Same way, time, you measure it in seconds, milliseconds, hours, minutes, days, weeks, months, what have you. However, you cannot count time. You cannot say 5 times. I have 5 times. No, you cannot. Right. So it's all in measures. Hence, it makes it uncountable. So let's just summarize what we have learned in this video. Nouns are names, places, animal, things, object, concept, ideas, etc. Anything that is a thing is a noun. A countable noun can be counted. It has or it can be expressed in both its singular and plural form. Can be expressed in numbers. Uncountable nouns, on the other hand, are en masse, in one big thing. Cannot be distinguished, cannot be separated. You do not know where something starts and something ends. It's all one big thing. Only singular form. Number 4, point to remember. Do not confuse the measures as countable nouns. 1 liter of water, 1 gallon of gasoline, 1 cubic feet of gas. Yes, you are counting the measures. The measures are countable. What you are measuring them. However, that does not make them countable nouns. And last, just because some nouns take a very long time to count, like the stars in the sky, that does not make them uncountable. So I hope this video made countable and uncountable nouns very clear to you. And if you have stayed till the end of the video, thank you for watching, and I shall see you in the next one.